Hey, this is Eric over at Techno RV, and in this video I want to tell you everything you need to know about the Max BR1 Pro 5G Pepwave and the Max BR1 Pro Cat 20 LTE model. And the reason I've only got one unit out here is because the form factor on both of these units is exactly the same. So a bit later in this video we'll be talking about all of the ports and the antenna connections here, and so just know that this form factor is the same for both of these. But the obvious question out of the box here is that one is 5G that is also backwards compatible to the 4G LTE, and then one is just the 4G LTE model and does not connect to the 5G networks. If you're looking to completely future-proof yourself, then the 5G model is the way that you would want to go. However, the 5G network continues to evolve, and it's, honestly, the 5G network doesn't do you much good in rural areas. And the 4G LTE network is the one we've been using for quite some time now, and we've all been rather happy with it. So the 4G LTE, you might be asking, well, when is that just going to completely phase out, and then it'll be, just like nothing but 5G? And I don't have a crystal ball on that, but I've done a bit of reading from the experts, and everything that I see, the 4G LTE network should be around for another 5-10 years, likely longer than you would even have your device or want to switch out for another one anyway. This decision for you may very well come down to, if you're the type that's like, I just want to future-proof, I don't care about that it costs more, give me the 5G, then your decision's made. If you want to save some money, and then you would get the 4G Cat 20 4G LTE model, and that is going to be a great unit, and it is going to be, in most cases, more than you would ever need anyway. With that said, let's move on and just talk about the specifics of these models, and then we'll start talking about what you get in these boxes. Okay, let's start off by talking about the compatibility with both of these units with the cell carriers, and there is really no concern here. All the major cell carriers, so we're talking AT&T, Verizon, the old Sprint stuff, T-Mobile, even your Canadian suppliers, Rogers, Bell and Telus, and it is going to also be able to connect with all of the updated bands that you know and love, including you T-Mobile users out there that are interested in the ever elusive Band 71. Either one of these units will connect to that just fine. So just know that on all the bands and the carriers, you're good. And if you do want to look at just a list of the bands, you can always take a peek at that over at technorv.com on the product pages. Let's talk about speeds. Both of these units have 1 gig throughput, but when we talk about theoretical speeds, this is more of laboratory type speeds that can be attained in a laboratory. So it's just like what this unit can handle. What this unit can handle is it's highly unlikely that you would ever get this out in the real world, but not because of the Pepwave. Your limiting factors will typically be your cell plan, and the cell towers that you're connecting to are not going to be able to give you the speeds that these Pepwaves can handle. So as it relates to the future and cell towers getting better and things like that, you have a ton of headroom on the Pepwave. On the Cat 20 4G LTE side, the theoretical speeds on this are 2 gigabits per second on the download side and 150 megabits per second on the upload side. And on the 5G model, it has capability of 2 gigabits per second on the download side and 700 megabits per second on the upload side. I've never ever ran a speed test and gotten anything near what this can handle, either one of these. So in my mind, I really look at that like, hey, I've got a system that can handle whatever the future can throw at it as it relates to speed. It's going to be more than you're likely ever going to need, what this can handle. While we're talking about speeds, let's go ahead and talk about carrier aggregation, and that is the ability of these units to connect to multiple cellular bands at the same time to bring you a better experience. If you were only able to connect to, say, one band that a cellular tower provided, and that cellular band was congested, then you would have a poor experience. But if you have a unit that can connect to multiple bands, then you're going to have a better experience because it will be able to connect to bands that aren't as congested. And so both of these units have 5 times carrier aggregation on the download side and 3 times carrier aggregation on the upload side. So basically what this means is that it can, on the download side, it can connect to 5 different bands. Now this is huge as it relates to optimizing performance and speeds, giving you a better experience. And 5 times carrier aggregation is amazing, and both of these units have that. So this unit, just before we get into more specifics, I just wanted to talk about the measurements on this. This unit measures 5.8 by 5 inches by 1.6 inches. So its form is quite compact, and anytime an RVer can get something that is compact, that is a good thing. Let's talk about Wi-Fi, and this is going to be us connecting with this unit to, say, a RV park's access point. Maybe you pull into an RV park and they have Wi-Fi. Both of these units are dual Wi-Fi AP and dual Wi-Fi as WAN. Let's talk about the Wi-Fi AP first. That means that with my device, say a cell phone or a computer, that's me connecting to this wirelessly. And that can be done with either 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz bands. And you know, the newer smartphones and things like that, they're dual band as well. So it's great that the Pepwave is dual band. On the Wi-Fi as WAN part, that's this Pepwave now connecting to the RV park's Wi-Fi system. And if the RV park that you're in has 2.4 and 5, this is also dual band and can connect to that just fine. This also uses, both of these models use Wi-Fi 6 technology, and that is, well, quite honestly, it's better than Wi-Fi 5 technology. It's going to give you faster download and upload speeds. It's going to give you better range. It's going to operate better in congested areas, and quite honestly, the Wi-Fi 6 is just a more efficient chipset. So all good on the Wi-Fi side. This uses MIMO technology from an antenna standpoint. MIMO means multiple in, multiple out. And essentially what this is that when you're connecting your transmission from you to, you know, the cell tower, by doing that with multiple antennas on the transmit and receive side, those multiple antennas can connect and provide a much cleaner pathway, and it can omit errors in that communication. And by omitting those errors, it can optimize your data speed. So MIMO is a good thing. Anytime you hear that, it's good, and both of these Pepwave units do utilize that. As it relates to security, I know that's important to everyone because you may be transmitting sensitive information or you know, bringing in sensitive information. So Pepwave utilizes VPN technology, and from a very high level simplicity type way to explain this is whenever you're transmitting data, that data is chopped up into very, very small pieces to where no one piece of information creates the picture of the whole. Then those tiny bits of information are coded with military grade encryption. So you've got these tiny bits of information, they're totally encrypted, and so for someone to hack that information would be nearly impossible. So I have been using Pepwave for a long time, and quite honestly running this business and constantly sending sensitive information. I never have any reservations for that whenever I'm using the Pepwave. Hey, before we move on to the open box portion of this video, I want to talk to you just real quickly about why you would buy your Pepwave from Techno RV. And there's just a few quick reasons I want to review. One, pricing is always a concern for a consumer, and we will always have the lowest price. Pepwave has minimum pricing guidelines for all of its certified manufacturers. We are a certified Pepwave dealer. And so they say, hey, here's the lowest you can sell it at, and we always sell at that lowest price. Now, if you happen to find somebody that was going below what the manufacturer allows, then you can always call us, and we will always match that from a certified dealer. So price, always going to be the lowest at Techno RV. And then probably the most important thing is our support. We have built our entire business on great support. We have agents that are highly trained in Pepwave, and I guess what sets us apart from everybody else is that not only do we have email, live chat, but I believe that we're the only people in the market that actually do good old-fashioned phone support. And so that's important because, you know, you may have questions, you may want somebody to just kind of walk you through something, and if you're the type person that every now and again just wants to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, then we're going to give that for you. In addition, it's free. We don't charge you for anything for our support. We never charge you for that. So free support is a big deal. When you order from us, you're going to get the Techno RV Learning Series, which is going to is documents and videos that we walk you through how to work your unit and get it all set up. We're always going to make sure you're successful with your unit. That's the bottom line. So when you're paying this kind of money for a device, you want to make sure that you have that support and that somebody's going to be there for you, and Techno RV will absolutely be there for you. So let's get back into the open box portion of this. To save us a little time, I went ahead and pulled everything out of the box here. I want to show you everything that you get here. Pepwave packages these up very nicely. I'm highly impressed with their packaging. But let's go ahead and get through this. Of course, you get your main head unit here when you purchase this. In addition, you'll get two Wi-Fi antennas, internal antennas that'll screw onto this unit. You will get 4 cellular antennas. And remember, you're getting those multiple antennas, so you'll have 4 of those, and then you'll have the GPS receiver, and this basically connects to this device. It is optional that you use this, but this will track this device here. So some people use it, some people don't. As far as powering this unit, Pepwave has gone to a 4-pin Molex connection for all of its newer units, and I really like this over the barrel connections because this actually kind of snaps in place. The one you get with this unit is a wall plug AC power supply. When you buy from Techno RV, and this is kind of exclusive when you buy from us, we include at no extra charge a 12-volt cigarette lighter style plug to the 4-pin Molex. So if you're wanting to operate this off your 12-volt system, you will have that cigarette lighter style plug that you can do that with. And again, we don't charge for that. We just include it with this system. In addition, you're going to get some Velcro tape here to help you with your cables and your installation to kind of clean that process up. What I want to do now is just talk about each side of this unit and kind of what we're looking at here. So remember, we talked about we had the 2 Wi-Fi antennas. So we'll just start on this side, the 2 Wi-Fi antennas. You'll have your Molex power where you're going to plug in your AC power supply or that cigarette lighter style plug we're going to send you. That'll plug in here. And then you have 2 LAN ports and 1 WAN port. Now your WAN port would be if you're going to hardwire, say, a cable or DSL line. I mean, a lot of RVers don't have access to this. When you're traveling, typically you don't have a hard line like cable connection that you can plug into this. But if you did, then you do have that WAN connection to do that. If you're testing out like the Starlink that some people are talking about, this system will manage all your cellular connections, your Starlink connections, so you would just plug that into the WAN port there. You get 2 LAN ports. Now the LAN port is more of an out to your, like one of your devices, like just a laptop. And so you get 2 of those. So sometimes, you know, especially people that are working and need to do everything that they can to have the best connection, you know, hardwire is the safer way to go over a wireless connection. Although most people just wirelessly connect, that's what I do. But the LAN connections are there, you get 2 of them. Also, that WAN connection is assignable, so most of the time you're not gonna have a hard line that you can even plug into this. So you can assign that WAN port to be a LAN port. And if you did that, you'd have 3 LAN ports there. Let's flip over to the other side. Of course, as I mentioned, you're gonna have 4 cellular antennas. They're just going to plug in here. And then you're going to have that GPS connection. Over here, up underneath this dust cover is, and I'll show you what that looks like under the dust cover. That's where your SIM card is going to go. It does take a Nano SIM card. You can put 2 SIM cards in here. Now these units are single modems, so it would only be using 1 SIM at a time. But if you had a Verizon and a AT&T, or a T-Mobile, if you had multiple plans, you could put them both in there and then manage both of those plans from this device. But again, they are Nano. So the Pepwave does all the work for you, but you do need to supply your own data plan, and TechnoRV does provide data plans. So when you buy this unit from us, you should look at our data plans as well, because we made exclusive agreements with the carriers. We did not go to third-party suppliers that you kind of hear that there's problems with. We went directly to the carriers, set up meetings, negotiated some exclusive contracts, and they are spectacular. So you should have a look at those for your data plans when you buy your Pepwave from us. And so anyway, that is sort of the form factor on this unit right here. And so the other thing that I want to mention as it relates to antennas is these are all the inside antennas. Some people opt to use an outside antenna, and you can totally do that with this. We sell them at TechnoRV as well. And so this would be, line of sight's very important for Wi-Fi cellular. Most people know that, but obviously having an antenna outside, up high, is going to perform better than antennas that are inside. I love these inside antennas, but most people do opt to get an outside antenna, and I've actually got one myself. But the antennas that we recommend for this are the Mobility 42G and the pointing 7-in-1 antenna. So you would basically have that antenna up, and the cables would come inside and connect to this instead of these inside antennas here. Both of the units that we're talking about, the 5G and the Cat 24G LTE, do come with Prime Care. And what Prime Care is going to give you, it's going to give you your 1-year warranty. It's going to give you 1 year of the In Control 2 platform, which is basically allows you to control this system remotely from, say, a laptop. Customers fall in love with the In Control 2 because it just makes things so much easier to just operate this thing remotely. So you get that, you get all your software updates, and then you also get Speed Fusion. Now after a year, it'll expire, or you can re-up it for another year. I would say 99.9% of customers just re-up it every year, and you can re-up it with us at TechnoRV. And when you do that, it also just extends your warranty for another year and gives you all those other services for another year, and you just keep doing that. Also with Prime Care, you do get the Speed Fusion suite of services, and basically that includes hot failover, WAN smoothing, and bonding. I made another video on what all those are, and you can go check that out because I don't want to get into all that here while I'm talking about this unit. But essentially, those suite of services are something that is very attractive to people that need unbreakable connectivity. Typically, people that are working need, they're doing Zoom calls and Skype, and they're like, I can't have my connection break. And those suite of services basically give you this unbreakable connection. It's very awesome. So you can check that other video out too for an explanation on kind of how all that works. So that's it. That's everything that you need to know about the 5G and the 4G LTE Max BR1 Pro. If you have more questions, we are always here for you at TechnoRV. It is our business model to take care of you. So you can call us. live chat or email with us, whichever you prefer. And if you ever have any more questions, then feel free to do that. And I hope that this video has been helpful to you.